Give me 1 second. All right. But yeah, at school, I liked this little area right here. When I was doing a little bit of analysis before things got started, um, for a little further breakdown into this area, we ended up basically getting there overnight tonight. But I was thinking a little bit sooner, but I guess because there was no news driver, no real reason to be volatile or have extensive movement. It trickled down there and got down there overnight during the London session to drop into a 15-minute chart. You can see that 2 o'clock area finally got down there. Now we're looking kind of bullish, kind of like this to bounce back into that Monday range. But yesterday, the ES was definitely more chop city. The NQ actually moved a little bit for us. And this was that move yesterday that kind of got that nice pop out of it with the Casper. No, I think it was a little bit sooner than that. Yeah, it's right here. No, 3-minute chart. This was the initial 3-minute order block. I mean, you kind of actually had one right here, but that was before 10. And then this one right here was the one after 10. That was a great move. I ended up catching it right in here. This pullback into the weekly. So I ended up catching a little bit of this move right here. That's what I was calling out yesterday as like that second chance opportunity. And yes, Fred, the Devils looked amazing this past week. At first, I thought I missed a basketball game, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, he's probably talking about how well they played against Clemson." Yeah, they played great. So we not analysis. I didn't even notice or see or hear ICT's analysis. And don't get me wrong, I was wanting bearish movement all day yesterday. So I wanted a breakdown right in here would have been nice for a nice breakdown below this and get below, but again, it didn't happen until overnight. Actually, we haven't even got below that, but the drop was overnight. So we pushed yesterday while he was live on YouTube. Yeah, I was I was being taught how to teach, so I was not able to see that. Looks like there was another little move right in here. 3-minute chart on the Nasdaq. After this, I really just stopped watching it. Um, After an initial morning move, and even though the Nasdaq, was stronger than the ES, looks a little stronger this morning than the ES. Um, to me, this was kind of the only move of the day. Let's try to jump back out. So we do have the Monday range established, which didn't get established till yesterday because of the holiday. Um, I don't know. When it comes to this nice consolidation right here, we're just looking for a break of whatever happens. Whichever way it breaks will follow. Um, drop out to an hour. I mean, a daily. And this is that structure where I can easily see it coming down to right on top of that. Nice order block area. We ended up drawing a fib on it, getting a mean threshold. To me, this is going to be a little bit too low. I don't want it to come back down here. I'll put it that way. I'd rather see it hit this structure right here and just continue to go up. That kind of pops into that little bit of an inefficiency right here, like maybe wick down into it and go. So longer term for the week, maybe something like that for the week. So maybe a little more downside. Which pushes the ES probably down into this, closer to this mean threshold. This is right there on that structure too. Was ICT calling for some bearishness and stuff yesterday? Busy on the 29th. Yeah, right there. Oh, I got you. I mean, definitely true. You put them side by side. They kind of, I mean, similar, but definitely weren't moving together. Yesterday, I wanted it to get down into the structure. I think there's a little more downside to it with the S&P, even though right now you jump into a 15-minute chart and I like a little bit of an upside just based on this right here. Maybe we jump into this liquidity early and then roll. I just don't I don't see us making a bit unless this is like the weekly target. Unless this is the weekly target and that's where it's going to be playing to. I don't see it getting there anytime soon. I think we have some more upside. Uh, liquidity here. I don't know, something like that. I'd rather see. What is the news this week? I haven't actually pulled the whole calendar out. It's pretty light. Unemployment claims on Thursday. Today we just have PMI. Pound monetary policy report hearings. Could affect the dollar. It's not a red box though. But yeah, it's mainly CAD stuff. Canadian dollar gets hit pretty hard this week. Yeah, unemployment claims. We got Harker speaking Thursday after unemployment claims. So not a big news week. What's next week? CPI, Wednesday. Thursday, PPI, retail unemployment, industrial production, manufacturing, consumer sentiment. So next week, late in the week, pretty good push. Early in the week, doesn't look so much. G20 starts over the weekend. Yeah, unemployment claims tomorrow. We got PMI today at 10. Yeah, I don't see a big move unless the dollar runs. Let's go to the dollar. So we might just kind of hang out right in here. Let me let this dog back in. Sorry about that. Maybe an area of interest. Pretty good move here. Pretty good move down from there. So yeah, could be an area of interest right there. I don't think today and is going to be a big moving day. I don't think PMI is going to move us too much. Um, yeah, I think this week's going to be pretty lackluster compared to last week's movement. So I think we look at liquidity up above here, and then we possibly look at liquidity from what we went and grabbed. Maybe by the end of the week, if we don't have a big push to the upside, trying to take out these highs, then if we fail to really get into this area and above, then I mean, the sense is that it would trickle down. But I think if it does things like that, it's going to do it around market open because there's no real kind of new stuff happening. This is a good little push into some lows right here on the hourly. So get a sense that it might just come back up into here. Decent little spot here that it needs to break through. And if it doesn't, then lower. Yeah, definitely keep the target small. I've been trading a lot of micros lately. And, between 2 to 5 contracts, 3 is really kind of like the sweet spot right now for the amount of contracts and risk that I'm really okay with putting out there. So yeah, scalping week, but stick to it. Like don't like one of the hardest things I think, like you think, you have a good position, like we break here, we push up, it gives us that beautiful entry right off of structure in the Monday low, and we start targeting it up here, right? Instead of just trying to hit that nice little spot. And I know this is a 1 hour chart, but let's just say it gives us a nice entry, on a 5 minute chart, looks similar to this. And instead of just taking the 5 points or whatever, we're trying to push for 12 or 15. And not to say that it won't give us 12 or 15. I'm just saying, like, it's more possible for, the 5, the 3 to 5 on the ES. NQ, again, a little stronger, but definitely in a range. This would be, I guess, considered that area on the ES that I marked out later. Maybe it's a little further down here. Wow, why didn't I have that marked on the chart? Because of this one, maybe? Because that's a pretty good spot. Now it's Monday low, so there's no really sense in having it there. Yeah, just kind of drag. I mean, if you look at, let's see. Let's go 1 hour. So this one's on, yeah. Look at the 1 hour chart. Let me squeeze it up, make it look similar. Yeah, we made lows, but we're ranging more in the Nasdaq, where at least the S&P is the ES is giving us a direction. Um, and with them side by side, yeah, some more downward movement. So if the ES gets up into this median, that's only about right in here, right? That's a pretty good spot for a turnaround, even for the NQ. Maybe we get below these lows. This would be something where my eyes may be looking as confidence enough to get down. Yeah, some divergence here to here, especially. And I've got that other line lurking somewhere here, and there's one right there. So if we do get up here and it gives us a short, I would definitely be targeting these lows on the ES. We break that and it gives us something else bearish or whatever, then the next target would be that extra line that I've got right there. But that's for the week, though. I just don't see it doing that stuff like that today. I don't think it's got enough volatility, enough things happening for that to happen today. I think 1 to 2 good trades, be satisfied with what you can get out of the market. Yeah. Yeah. Playing some small ball for sure. Yeah. Bunt the runners in the scoring position and then take the one that, we're not trying to hit triples. And honestly, I don't even know which chart I like more. Right. I've been playing obviously the Nasdaq more than the ES, so I'm definitely more comfortable playing the Nasdaq. But as far as like just the actual look of each chart, like I don't know really which one I like more because this one's definitely weaker, but I don't think we have a whole lot of movement and energy to push us down. And then the Nasdaq is strong, obviously stronger, but I don't think there's a lot of volatility, enough movement or whatever to really break highs. So it's definitely a ranging market up in here for a little bit longer. And yeah, I don't even know again which one I like the most. It's definitely just hang around, be patient enough to wait it out. There you go. So the Dow can be tricky. So most of the time it has a mind of its own, and I haven't actually been looking at it too much lately. Right off the bat, this guy on a 4 hour chart. I like that. So higher high than this, pretty good movement, really down, took out those lows and then made new highs. So that guy right there being that breaker block. We got another one right here that the Monday high looks like is the bearish breaker block. This is the bullish one. You're probably looking at about 50% of this move. So you're going to get down into maybe a little bit more than 50%. Yeah. So, yeah, we just hit into a discount. So I don't think I would trust this as a bounce perfectly discount. I would probably want to see it move down a little further, maybe get into this wick a little bit more, which gets into that area too, which obviously puts us into that 62.70 range. That's a good question though, Kyle, because we don't look at I don't really look at the YM, the Dow, as much as I had previously, just because it does what it does. It doesn't really, yeah, it doesn't really. It's not as technically sound as the Nasdaq and the ES. It doesn't really follow structure as much um, as the Nasdaq. From my experience with it, from the Nasdaq and ES, the Monday range isn't as respected within it as much. Like as you can see, we made this much higher. We go to the Nasdaq, ES. Yeah, so the ES we haven't made those highs. The Nasdaq, I don't even know if this is the same area. So Friday the 19th. Yeah, so the 19th would be right in here for the ES and then the Dow. Are we on the yeah, we're on the same thing. Yeah, so it made those highs in August here. So we're lower lows. Is that what it's showing on the daily? Go here. That's the daily. It's the same thing. Okay, lower lows. I was just looking. I was way back in the last year. Okay, that was my fault. Okay. And there are some traders who, yeah, absolutely. There are some guys who only trade this type of thing. So if you look at it too, this is a pretty good spot on the daily. We got the top of this order block, this guy pushing down into here, which closed out that inefficiency and then bounced from it. So this could be a good bounce area from the Dow. I would be careful with it just because if you'll notice over here to the right, these numbers are completely different. So each one of these ticks, I think, is $1. Each one of these, because see, it doesn't have like ticks, it just only has points. I think each one of these is $1, if I'm not mistaken. 15-minute. We're on paper trading, so let me just take a sale. $5. It's $5. So immediately it's $5. 1 point is $5. There you go. Thanks, Chris. So it can get pretty volatile. You don't think like, wow, that's not really all that much until it moves, 20 points in about 3 seconds. So from the top of this and these two candles on the 15-minute chart, you went from 55 down to 30. So that would be 20 points right there in those two candles. That's $100 in just that little bitty move. So you just gotta, yesterday's market open right here, 9:30. So this big candle went from the top of it was 34,909 to the bottom of it, which is the monthly, which was 34,808. So that's 100 points in that one 15-minute candle times 5. So if you're on the right side of that, awesome. If you're not, gutted. So I think definitely paper trade, and there's also a micro of the YM. There you go. There's also a micro which makes these like 5 cents, 50 cents, 50 cents. I don't know why I said 5 cents. 50 cents a point. So you can, play that. But again, even the micro YM gets pretty volatile. Yeah. All the way down, touching that 21. Yeah, not closing above it. Once we broke through it, we haven't closed above it until right here. Well, we kind of did there, but even then. So we're starting to flatten out a little bit, closed above it a little more. So maybe there's going to be a little bit of a turnaround brought back into liquidity. Yeah, I know, right? We broke back down to 21. So everything's screaming sell, but we're getting pretty level. And the Dow is to me this is the ultimate scalper. It's what you need to do just to be the ultimate scalper, right? You're literally looking for like 10 points a pop. So just 10 points, right? 35 to 55. Probably end up losing that pretty quick because I went against it, right? Supposed to have been selling right there. My bad. But yeah, ultimate scalper move on the Dow. Most people that play the Dow are in and out quickly. If you he doesn't necessarily play the Dow, he plays the guy that I know who trades the Dow all the time. He trades mainly the US 30, which is the YM. Same thing. except this is the Forex version of it. So the numbers will be a little more skewed. There's little ticks over here and stuff, but it's basically the same thing. I think, yeah, basically the same thing. So, and his name is, it used to be Mafia Day Trading. Then he went to, what is it, Investments Underground or something like that. But I think he's something different. His name's Mike. He's from Chicago. I followed him for quite a while, and he absolutely kills it. So I'm out of that already on that trade because I went against it. We had the 21 there. Yeah, his name's Mike. Let me find him real quick. Investors domain. That's what. But I don't know if he goes by that anymore. I am not for sure. But he scalps the crap out of the US 30. Like he goes from like $300 to $1 million, does challenges 300 to $1 million, and he'll like, whether it's real money or not is your take on it. Like I've watched him enough. It's like I have no reason not to believe that it's not a real account, but at the same time, yeah, he's still investors domain. If you look up on Twitter at investors domain, you'll see what he's done. And he'll take $300. He does not use prop firms, period. He doesn't use prop firms. He takes $300, puts it in an account, and trades the US 30 solely. The US 30. Every now and then he'll go into the NASDAQ or something like that, but it's mainly the US 30. And he's a signal service also, which kind of makes me, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I've followed him for 4 or 5 years. And he used to be a penny stock guy. So this is the way he trades. Like he loves these huge candles. He for some reason, like he's pretty good at calling them out. But he'll take $300 and turn it into $1 million in like 60 days. And again, take it for what it's worth. Whether it's a fake account, not fake account, or whatever, I'm not there to judge that. The fact that he does click buttons to do that, he records a lot of the trades that he takes, and his trades start out where he's making $150 a trade for like the first couple of weeks, but then he ups the contract, the quantity of these. Like he'll go to 15, 16 of these on the US 30 and then take a buy, right? And target like some crazy numbers and make like $26,000 or something like that on a trade, and then show it as well. Like, but again, take it for what it's worth. He's not unlike anybody else out there who, brags about what he does all the time. He's not a super flashy guy, but he does travel a lot. I know he sold or maybe he's still selling a Forex course or something like that, but it's basically just a US. Like it's not a Forex course. It's just him scalping the US 30, and but it's like pretty basic. So, anyways, he basically just wants you to pay him monthly just to say, hey, this is where to get in and this is where to sell. But like you literally have to be looking at your phone the entire time trying to do it. Like I don't see how he does it. I don't see how people get it because he's got a Telegram and he sends it on Telegram or something like that. I don't know if he uses indicators. Like I said, it's been a while since I've really followed him. Like I on Twitter or whatever, I'll follow him. So I don't know if he just uses levels. and waits for like certain price action, and then he's like, okay, bye, and or whatever. So, but he gets into areas where he will sell it right in here. Now, his backstory is his uncle used to do this for a long time and got him into the markets, and then he just kind of ran with it, and this is all he's ever done. At one time, he has a YouTube as well. At one time, he went out and got like a side job, like pressure washing things, and took that money, put it in an account, like raised like $300 to $400, put it in an account, and then just started trading that small, and turned it in like 10 grand in about 3 weeks. Like it's definitely very um flashy in the way that he trades, and intriguing, but again, I don't think there's a system really behind it. Yeah, he's strictly US 30. So not necessarily the Dow, but yes, the Dow. So US 30. And the NASDAQ is what he'll also play with sometimes. So anything that gives him 20 to 50 points pretty quick, that's what he likes to trade, because he trades these types of momentum moments. If he gets caught in chop, he's beat. And now he does show losses. Like he'll show his losses, and he'll show his big losses, his $30,000 losses and stuff. Like he's very, very transparent in that way. So that's the reason why I'm like, take it for what it's worth. When you watch his trading, but a lot of times, like I said, he trades like just, I don't know if it's necessarily zone trades or, structure like trades or whatever. He does read the market very well. So I followed him enough kind of know that, but um, well, on his Twitter page 8 hours ago, he had a dollar yen trade, or he posted that he hit a dollar yen trade for almost 12,000. And then he shows you like, this was the signal I gave to my group. In here, I'll type it in here. In fact, here, let me just, I've got it pulled up. I'll just go ahead and copy and paste it. Yeah, I mean, he's worried. He's kind of a brash kind of person, like in your face, like I don't give a damn about anybody or anything or blah blah blah. But hey, pay me for my signals. I'm not super flashy and buying all kinds of cars and stuff like that, but he buys a bunch of bikes and he travels a lot. So yeah, um, he definitely he is I will give him that, he's unlike any other trader that's out there. But at the same time, he's just like any other signal service caller type of person. Like, I did this today. Why are you not paying me for these things? He's definitely like that. So, and I mean, it's not, and again, I spoke to him. It was probably 3, maybe 4 years ago. It's right before I really got into RLT, pretty heavily. Um, he was not really beginning his signal service or anything. He was just transferring from like penny stocks. That's when he like jumped on the Forex US 30. Like you can make crazy money, and it's like penny stocks. If you like the quick movement of market open on a penny stock, then, because I mean, he used to take the same exact thing that he does with the US 30. Like I can take $300 and make it into $3,000 and give me 2 weeks and I'll have it done. Yeah. And so and he's done it multiple times. Like I've seen him start with nothing and build it to, you know, crazy amounts. He shows the exact trade he did, whatever. But I mean, again, you can take it with a grain of salt. Like I'm not. I like him just because I think he's entertainment. Um, yes, he's definitely brash. He's in kind of an in your face type of person. Um, like fuck all these other traders, they're nothing. Like that kind of a guy. Um, so looks like we're trying to break down there. Let's see if we hold here. We get a bounce out of this little inefficiency right here, then this might be a morning trade. If not, we're going to break lower. Kind of in the middle of a nothing time zone. Like there's really no reason to be trading right now, but oh, yeah, definitely, Chris. They are. I don't think Mike talks as much crap as often as Patrick does, but when he does kind of go off on a rant, it's pretty cool. So for sure that would be a nice. And honestly, that would be kind of like to me, I think Mike is the better scalper. Um just having watched both of them probably for the same amount of years. Maybe Patrick a little bit longer, but I think Mike's the better scalper. Um but Patrick definitely the better management. Like Mike will lose 30 grand in like 3 minutes. Like I've some of his trades. Whereas Patrick, if he lost 30 grand, he's probably done for the week. This might be a sell rather than a buy, but it might not be for the Nasdaq. I don't know. The Nasdaq just seems stronger than the other three. Clearly, the Dow seems the weakest. I think this is where we're coming to for sure. Yeah, we're just kind of in a no trade area where I'm just not gonna. I'm just gonna wait. But I will say this about in Mike Investor's Domain, like he'll trade the open. Like a lot of times it's open. He wants this momentum. He can't trade in chop. He wants the momentum. Um, so that's the reason why he'll trade at open most of the time, and he'll pick a direction and he'll stick to that direction. I don't think he trades with stop losses. He just cuts trades. Like if they don't go, like he's got an area down in here where this is kind of like the no fly zone. Like if it get down here, I'm out. But he will not put a stop in. He'll give his like community a stop, but he clicks the button in and out. He The last time I follow or followed him, watched him, whatever. He uses hotkeys like back in the day with market open. He's got hotkeys. He's got a little, what are those called? Decks. Little power deck on the side where it's like got about 8 or 9 buttons on it. Probably a little more than that, but and he clicks in and clicks out. Like it's a pretty quick process. But wow. If y'all know how to keep it the same size on all charts, let me know. It does not work for me. Is it the lock button? Nope. Hey, take it easy, Chris. Yeah, I'm about to end it right here too. Be good. Yeah, I can't stand that. And I hate doing it because every time I switch a chart, I've got to like flick it back and forth. So I know it sucks for y'all too. So Monday low would be about where on the dial that red line is, the main threshold is, which on the ES is looks like roughly this area right in here. So this is where I would be taking my eyes. Like I think this is a sell. I think this is where we're pushing to. We can play trade that. This would be from this mean threshold down. You're looking at about 6 points. Yeah, roughly 6 points. Ooh, I just dropped in like 4 contracts on that. I'm glad we're playing it. This is not a real trade, to let you know. But I think I'll end it right here. But I do believe that this is where the area that we're coming down to. I'm going to, if I was in this trade, then I would be targeting the bottom of this wick, not necessarily this 85, 50. I'd be basically hitting that 60, 86 area. Why the ES and not the NASDAQ, or the NASDAQ just seems to be stronger than everything right now. So I don't want to trade it. And then the Dow has kind of already moved down here. So we got like less opportunity to get here. And we could turn around right there. And that's just not enough for me. So ES, that's the reason for that play. If I were playing that. Take it easy, man. Yeah, I'm gonna try and do it. Y'all be safe out there. We'll go ahead and end it right here. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Appreciate y'all for being here. Be careful.